Welcome back, adventurers. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining in. I really do appreciate y'all's company as I am going on the last 20 minutes of this trip. And where am I headed? Well, according to the GPS, I'm taking this next right on Hawkinsville Road because I'm headed to Hawkinsville. Yeah, I heard you, lady. Dang, just like my wife, always telling me which way to go. I made that joke earlier today with a brainy chameleon in the car. She said, "You're going to take this next right up here." And as soon as she said that, GPS lady said the same thing. "Take the next right." I was like, Jesus Christ. I got two people telling me how to drive in my own car. Well, I mean, Brainy's car, but you get the idea. Oh. But I'm headed right now to see Joshua Elliott. I have his trailer hitch and ball and my back cargo that I had to borrow because I can't find my 2-inch ball hitch. My bigger ball I have and my hitch I have, but I can't find my 2-inch. So I had to borrow his. And as promised, I am taking it back to him within the time frame he requested. But I have a 5 minutes of your time video, or maybe a rambling video, depends on how it turns out. And it's about a reoccurring dream. I made a video about this dream before, but as the past 3 nights have been actually, I don't know what the proper word, horrendous. I've been having bad dream after bad dream after bad dream, to a point where last night I woke up and got on the couch in the camper and just sat there for a minute because I was trying to get my head past the dream I had. Now, I know we've all had dreams where you wake up, you feel like the dream was real. This was one of those situations. And the reoccurring dream is, long story short, I killed somebody. That's what happens in the dream. I killed a young woman and buried her body out in the woods, out in the swamp, or somewhere where I wouldn't think she'd ever be found. And the dream is always the same. I'm always at some kind of big family event, at like a mansion or a castle of some sort, and someone else has committed a crime, and I am helping everyone get past the crime that has been committed. But in doing so, I inadvertently end up telling on myself and taking the cops to where the body of the young woman I have murdered is placed. And then I don't know how many times I've had this dream. I don't know for how many years I've been having this dream, but it's a reoccurring dream. But last night I woke up sitting on the couch and was trying to convince myself that I had not murdered this woman, that I had not buried her body out in the woods, and that I indeed was innocent. There's no body waiting to be discovered. Because in the dream, I went through the rationale where I'm like, okay, I'm 40-something years old. I don't think anyone will find this young woman within the next 40 years. And if they do, I'll be in my 80s at that point. So I should be okay to manage the rest of my, life I have at that point in incarceration. That rationale went through my head in the dream. So I had to wake up and knock all that out of my head because I knew I hadn't murdered this woman. And what it comes back to is a PTSD situation. And 9 Mills had talked to me about it before, where he has seen in his life in law enforcement a lot of horrendous things. Well, in my life in medical professions, I have seen the same kind of things. As a first responder, I've seen the same kind of things. But for some reason, the death of this young woman, I keep putting on myself. I put the weight of her death on me. which I know deep down I didn't kill her. I'm not the reason she died. I'm not the reason we couldn't save her. But I'm still having this dream. It still wakes me up, and I maybe an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, if I even manage to go back to sleep. Because once I have this dream, once it starts happening, it's hard for me to tell the difference between being awake and managing the thoughts, or being asleep and still being tortured by the dream. That's something that in that moment, when I'm in that situation, my brain can't tell the difference. I can't tell you if I'm awake or asleep. And talking to Brainy about it, she didn't realize which dream I was talking about when I first brought it up to her. And she even asked if I, have you killed somebody and you just haven't told anyone? No. And once I explained to her the situation, she understood, because she remembers the dream. I've talked about it before. But I guess with it being compiled with the other 2 nights of bad dreams, between making my father feel like shit for being the father he was, to having to go to war and kill people that I knew hadn't done anything wrong. It was a rough couple of nights, and not treating my insomnia right now isn't something I really have a choice on. I can take melatonin and it may put me to sleep. I take Benadryl, maybe 2 or 3. I think they're 25 milligram tablets. They may put me to sleep. I can sit there and just, my mind will destroy any sleep help that I could get from those 2. I'm trying a different over-the-counter medicine that I haven't had in a couple of years. But again, I don't expect great things from it, because it helps you go to sleep, but it doesn't help keep you asleep. And that's where the problems come in. Once I wake up, once I start tossing and turning, that's it. It's nonstop. I'm not going to be able to get any rest at that point. I turn more than a hot dog on a gas station roller. I'll tell you how bad it gets. Brainy can tuck the sheets in and make the bed all nice and neat. In one night, my side of the bed is absolutely destroyed. But I am telling you all that to tell you this. No matter how bad your dreams are, no matter what things you face in your life, you have to keep moving. You have to keep striving to get rest. You have to keep striving to find happiness the next morning, the next day. Because if you allow the things in your life, which there's going to be a ton of them, every day there's always going to be something that may destroy your day. If you allow these things to stay on you and weigh you down and sink you into a depression where you don't feel adequate anymore, please go right, thank you, then the things have won. You have to be stronger than the obstacles you face. And you are stronger as long as you keep moving your feet. As long as you pick your feet up out of the mud, up out of the muck, up out of the hard times you're going to face, and keep climbing that mountain. Keep walking uphill. Yes, you may take 1 step up and 2 steps back, and that may happen a couple times. But if you stop, then you'll never reach the top. You will never reach the happiness that is designated for you. You're the only one that can keep you from reaching happiness. Oh, what's up, my dude? Happiness is key. Happiness is the only thing you have to have in life. You don't have to have a big house and a fancy car and all the doodads and shiny baubles and knickknacks. You don't have to have any of that. All you have to do is have happiness. or be in motions to find it. That's all you really have to do. And happiness is what David and Cindy down in Forgotten Angels provide. A shot at finding happiness for the young men and women who have been aged up and out of the foster care system, who have dealt with the abuse for their biological parents, the abuse of their foster parents, the neglect that the state systems have thrown them into a loop of a body mill where you're just nothing but a body who brings in a check, and that is it. You're not given any strategies to solve life's problems. You're not told the things like I just told you. Happiness is there. You just have to keep working towards it. These foster parents don't tell you that because they don't care. You're just a paycheck to them. David and Cindy, they try to fix that. They try to bring these young men and women in and show them life, what life can be with love, happiness, and care of not only parents, but of a community. The young men and women who go into the program at Forgotten Angels have a community behind them. How big? I can't say how big we are, but here's one way to find out. Look at my list of subscribers. I think last time I looked, I'm at 1,020 subscribers. Look at Shade Tree Surgeons. Look at his subscribers. That should tell you just a taste of the community that is behind these young men and women. The community that is behind David and Cindy and Forgotten Angels. Doing what we can every day to try to make someone else's life better. To help someone else reach that destination of happiness. Because like I said before, happiness is all you have to have. And yes, I may go back to bed tonight and I may have another horrible dream and a night of tossing and turning. Yep, that may happen. But I'm still going to try to go to bed. I'm still going to try to go to sleep, because tomorrow is another day that can bring me happiness. Another day where I can shake off those bad dreams and bad thoughts and move my life towards the end goal. My happiness. There you go, folks. There you go. I don't know what else to say, except for no one's going to bring your happiness to you. There's hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people who will cheer you on as you strive for happiness if you keep striving. But once you decide to wallow in your own filth, wallow in your own misery, wallow in your own unhappiness, people, they don't want to see that. They don't want to see constant misery. They want to see strives towards happiness. So go out, have an adventure, live your life, find what makes you happy, and do that. Do that. That being said, I am 7 minutes out from Joshua's house at Casa de Joshua. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, finish out this part of the ride, and get ready for this turn and burn back south to Mayo, Florida. All right, adventurers, y'all take care.